So welcome Loveness to the Chainbreaker series.
Chain breakers, we're writing out history, and this is our story. Chain breakers, we're writing out history, and this is our story.
Yeah, it's time now to break chains of poverty. Free your mind, there's a true sense of liberty. Slave ten king, read back the history. You may face hunger, but now you get the ring. We all have dreams, but now you live the ring. Blood, sweat, and tears will see you through. You can distill a system or you can pick it you. When you make it, well, that's up to you.
Actually, thanks for having me. Loveness Khunou, I am originally from Malawi. I'm a 36-year-old. A mom of 2, 5 and 3, a wife, and an amazing husband, and I'm a head of finance at Dow Chemical, and I just love having fun and people. Yeah, got a big passion about people, and yeah, that's who I am.
So what was Loveness's upbringing like?
Well, I think so. I grew up in Malawi. I was raised by my grandmother, my late grandmother, my mom's mom, and so my dad at the time then came to South Africa to look for work, and my mom then joined him later. So I think then you can say officially it was grade 8 when I moved, but I think it's just been an environment where it's full of love, very religious upbringing, where yeah, you need to know that who God is, and have a passion for people, loving humanity, and making sure that you make a difference in the world, because you have to leave the world better than what you found it. Yes, I could say that sort of like that's been and very family oriented. So we like to have fun, cooking, eating, laughing. That's the type of typical family
That's
upbringing I've had.
beautiful. Yeah. So did you get a cultural shock when you came to South Africa?
Yes. Big one. And I think the first challenge I think for me was the xenophobia. So the cultural shock was that yeah, the way people reacted towards us, the fact that we couldn't speak their languages and could only speak English, and the name calling of like, yeah, kwere, but yeah, so those are very tough moments. But I think above all else, you persevere and you try to make better. So I think I'm one of those people who embrace change, and I find that change is inevitable, right? You just gotta have to embrace it and welcome it. So I decided that I'm gonna learn the different languages. So the few friends that I managed to make, I decided, okay, fine, you know what, don't speak to me in English, speak to me in your language so that I can start learning. And I found myself then eventually starting to speak Zulu, Sutu, and a bit of Shangan. And then, yeah, so I think the minute I started learning the languages, they sort of started becoming more welcoming, right? Because then you understand their cultures better, then you can fit in, and then slowly starting to have that sense of belonging. So yes, it was a big, I think, cultural shock. I remember constantly having to tell my mom that I want to go back. I don't want to be here, you know. So, but I think, wow, how many years later? Almost 20 years later, and yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm married to a South African, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I wanted to know more about your tertiary schooling and why you chose your career.
I chose accounting because when I was in high school, I had a very good accounting teacher, and he thought, you know what, you need to become a chartered accountant. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what? And I think at the time, during our era, we're not really that much exposed, because I went to a public school, so didn't really get that much exposure to say what are the different courses that you can study. But the fact that I trusted my teacher so much, and he actually made an application for me at Vets.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, then when I got in and I got a bursary, it was like, okay, fine, let's go do this. And yeah, that's how I ended up in accounting. So it just one of the, but I've got a late aunt Naomi, who said she had wanted me to become a lawyer. So it's amazing that now at this point in time, it's like, okay, maybe I should have become a lawyer. So you end up realizing that you also get an interest in that space. So yeah, but at the end of it all, you make it work. Yeah. So
I want to know, how have your dreams evolved?
so I think, so I'm one of those that would take something that's given to you and make something out of it, right? So I think having to study accounting and then excel in it, and I think at vets having to have opportunities to tutor others and in the same space and lecture, it was like, okay, I'm supposed to be in this place. So you eventually then start to, I went and did my articles. I did my articles at Sabi, and my career just progressed, right? So I finished articles and then got promoted into a role, went on an assignment to Swaziland for 3.5 years. So the career just spiked, and then you end up having to do a plan for yourself and say, you know what? So I am in finance. What are the possibilities in finance? And then you map it in that way. And I must admit that whatever I've sort of like visualized for my life has always turned out in that manner. But it's also, I think, because there's power in what you say. So I'm a very strong believer in that there's power in what you say. I've seen that work in my life. The things that I've said to myself that I wanted to achieve, I have achieved. But as you get older, you now get to a point where you want to be fulfilled more than just pursue a career, because then you start thinking, okay, you're 36, you're going to retire, and then you want to see, like, what's the legacy that you want to leave behind? It's more about a purpose now, the impact, you know. So I think that's why I've seen my career now. I think having been at Dow, and Dow being a great place to work, allows me to tap into the areas that I'm passionate about. And now I'm at a point where I am not seeing finance as a future career forever. I am seeing more at the people space, in the inclusion and diversity space, because that's where I think my passion definitely lies, and that's where I can add most value in organization, because I'm easy with people. It's easy for me to just engage with people from different backgrounds and different ages, and it's easy for me.
So I think that's a bit of a big shift.
Yes.
And it's come quite late.
Yep.
Like, when did it come about? When did you start feeling like, hey, this is where I'm, guided to?
Having gone to this conference in the US and having spent a week there engaging with people from different backgrounds, hearing people's stories, the struggles that they've gone through, and then realizing that, you know what, you've got a role to play in making this world better. Not only that, but the thing is, there is power in inclusion and diversity, in that studies tell us that companies that are more inclusive and diverse, they perform better. You create a great place to work for your employees, and you will do great. Your returns for your shareholders will be phenomenal. So, and I just got on with people. I think, whoever I met, and I came back all fired up, and I said, you know what, I'm going to drive this for South Africa, for our region, Sub-Saharan Africa, and so I've just been finding myself where I'm now leading an employee resource group, Women Inclusion Network, and I just come up with different ideas. Like, they just pop, and the engagement is great. So I think, definitely this is the space. But then I think also having had a mentor, and my mentor saying, you know what, Loveness, when I look at you, you can give the best to Dow if you can tap into the inclusion space. Like, I know you want to get ahead in finance, you want to progress, but I'm sorry, I don't see you in finance. I see you more in inclusion. I never realized the impact that I have for people. So every year I come up with the word, and the word for this year has been inspired, to be inspired/inspiration, meaning that I want to be inspired to be an inspiration to others. And so many leaders, so many people have come to me and say, you know what, Loveness, we find you so inspiring. You know, you inspire us. and yet people don't realize that they inspire me as well. So I'm inspired, and in a way becoming an inspiration. So I strongly believe that in the space that I need to be in is where I need to positively impact people's lives, so that, and in that way, they'll do better and the company will perform better. So that's
This is
me.
exactly why you should be featured in this video. For me, when I see you, I see like you see yourself as a boss. You can be in any space, and you are black and you are a woman. And there are spaces that don't want us to be there. But for you, it's like, no, there's no space that I cannot exist in. Where do you get that kind of attitude?
Very good question. And I think, you know what? I think I know who I am. If every family can have that ideology that they gotta make the world better, imagine
The
how
world will be better.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they can grow up to have respect for people, love people, embrace humanity, and serve in the communities they work and live, I would have achieved my purpose. And have a love of God.
Chain breakers, we're writing out history, and this is our story. Chain breakers, we're writing out history, and this is our story.